Evacuation has been the buzzword since Taliban took over Afghanistan on August 15. And while some have managed to evacuate their citizens and save their lives, others find themselves in a perilous situation. And now, with a twin blast by Islamic State of Khorasan right at the center of the evacuation point of Kabul airport, even boarding an available outbound flight has become no lesser than dicing with death. Have a look.
Terrorists broke into the empire of terrorists and unleashed mayhem, killed dozens of innocents and wounded even more. This is the most important takeaway of the week in Afghanistan, where the situation is deteriorating with every single minute. Islamic State, which has been at loggerheads with Taliban over the control of territory, has done to it what the militant group itself has been doing to Afghans for years. In the twin blasts that claimed over 100 lives, including more than a dozen of US Marines, the Islamic State has just rung the alarm bells for the Taliban, and the so-called the Great Game of Afghanistan is seemingly entering into an even more dangerous stage. Another major takeaway that is no short of mother of irony is that Taliban has condemned the attack as a terror attack. And now it is not just the Taliban that is set to see a treacherous road, but those stranded in the country are fearing even more for their lives. German Minister of Defense said that evacuation has become even harder and has urged its citizens to not travel without security.
Aber wir befinden uns jetzt in der sicherlich hektischsten, in der gefährlichsten, in der sensibelsten Phase. Wir wissen, dass die Terrordrohungen sich massiv verschärft haben, dass sie deutlich konkreter geworden sind. Das Außenministerium hat heute Nacht auch die entsprechenden Personen in Kabul entsprechend informiert, dass sie nicht mehr auf eigene Faust zum Flughafen kommen sollen.
Earlier in the week, the Taliban ordered that no Afghan will fly out of the country, while the foreign nationals were asked to leave by on or before the deadline of 31st August. They even announced the list of their cabinet that will run the country. Meanwhile, India, that has kept its cards close to chest despite aware of the threat that Taliban, which has been working in cohesion with Pakistan's ISI, has doubled down its efforts on evacuating its citizens. This batch of people in an Indian paramilitary bus is the sixth fortunate group that was evacuated from Afghanistan before things turned from chaotic to absolute mayhem at Kabul airport. New Delhi says it has safely brought back most of its citizens. The recent flight also brought Nepalese nationals and some Afghans who had sought Indian assistance. While underlining a united position on Afghanistan across Indian political spectrum, Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar said that his team was committed to bring back the remaining Indians too.
We have under Operation Devi Shakti done 6 flights. The latest flights was this morning, which took off at 3 o'clock. We have brought back most of the Indians, but not all of them. There are still a few out there. Some of them could not make it for the flight yesterday. But definitely we will try and bring out everybody. We have also brought out some Afghan citizens who wanted to come to India at this point of time.
Indian government also ensured that its nationals were safe even during the Taliban raids and a growing threat of them being targeted by ISI-backed ragtags.
हम लोग बाहर का सिचुएशन हम लोग को मालूम नहीं है, तो हम लोग काम करते थे यूएस आर्मी बेस के अंदर, काबुल के अंदर, एयरपोर्ट के अंदर. So I don't have any idea, Taliban. Yeah.
ये बताइए काबुल एयरपोर्ट का फिलहाल क्या स्थिति है?
सही है, अभी पूरा इवैक्यूएटेड कर रहे हैं लोग, बस सही है, मालूम है.
The situation in Afghanistan stands at a point where even the United States, supposedly the most powerful country under the sun, is appearing helpless. Apart from condemning attacks and expressing solidarity from a distance, Washington hasn't been able to control even one situation in Afghanistan in past 2 weeks. And this has left observers to only wonder if the States has really run out of ideas to deal with the Taliban and other terrorist groups that pose a great threat to it and its allies, or it is all a smokescreen to hide the script that was written by the US itself.